You know, it's
certainly
it's
do.
fucking weird, man. What makes people what they are?
Yeah, I wonder if, you know, John from Long Island, I think I used to work with Anthony's father. No way. Let me see if this guy's legit. Hi, John.
Hey, your father used to work for a pinball machine company.
A pinball machine company?
Yeah, cigarette machines, pinball machines, all of that.
What year are you talking?
I have to say 70s, like early 70s.
Yeah. He like broke his leg because a vending machine fell on it or something.
I used to work with him. Joe was his name, right?
Yeah.
He was a maniac. Good guy, but he was a maniac.
Oh, yeah. Wow, how did you used to work for the same place?
Well, I used to work there. I was a collector. I used to go out and collect from they had these poker games, and I used to collect for them. But we worked with a bunch of different companies.
Yeah. Yeah,
the old man was a good guy.
He got fired for I think pilfering from the coin box.
Everybody did in them days. I used to tolerate a little bit, but when a guy got a little out of control sometimes, you know. But your old man was a tough guy too, you know.
Yeah, no, I know. He was always up for a good brawl.
What would you do if you found out his nickname was Joe with the gay kid?
Shit. He took me to work a few times. We'd go to like some of the bars around Mineola.
I actually think that you grew up in the Els, right?
Yeah, Elwood, yep.
Yeah, my cousins lived on Elchester.
Oh, yeah, okay. Holy shit.
How old a man are you, sir?
I lived on Long Island my whole life.
How old a guy are you now?
I'm 52.
Wow. Jesus, how did he work with...
Well,
yeah,
maybe
well, okay.
Your dad was...
Yeah, you were...
I was 18 or so, I think 17, 18 when
Yeah,
I
you
worked
must have been a little kid or something. Wow, that's
Your old
odd.
man was a pisser, boy. He was a funny bastard.
Yeah, he certainly was. All right, John, thanks for calling.
You got it, Anthony.
Take it easy, man. Wow. Guy, yeah, he was kind of a tough guy, which I never was, of course. My father was always up for, like, not starting a fight, but if one was brewing, he would definitely jump in and brawl, and that is not me. As far as fists go, I am horrible. I will shun a fight and try to diplomatically talk my way out of a brawl because I hate getting hit. And I'm very bad at fighting, and I would get hit a lot. So I tried to steer clear. I was never in many fights, but one time me and a friend were in front of a 7-Eleven. It was, I don't even know, we were in our 20s again, something shit like that. I pull up, we buy some beer, we're coming out, and for no reason whatsoever, some guy kicks the bag of beer out of my friend's hands, and it just goes on the ground. And then pushes my friend. And I'm standing there going, I can't do this. What am I going to do? Jump in and get my fucking ass handed to me. But, you know, it's a friend, so you got to kind of step up. I'm like, what's the problem? And there I am trying to be a diplomat. What's the problem? What happened? Why do you have a problem with my friend? Is there a bam right in the face?
Wow, really?
Oh, yes. Bam right in the face. The guy didn't want to talk. You see, he was waiting out in front of 7-Eleven to fight somebody. That was his goal for the evening.
Was he older or your age?
About my age, maybe a little older. About my age.
You never saw him again?
No. I was never into fisticuffs. I knew I was very bad at it.
What happened when he hit you? You fell down?
Oh, yeah. I fell down. My eye was bleeding very badly, above my eye.
What'd the guy do after he hit you once?
Me. Just kind of laughed, chuckled. And then I guess they kicked some of the broken beer bottles at my friend, who was also on the ground at this point. We got our asses kicked. In other words, our asses were kicked. And, yeah. By the way, if you're listening, don't ever try to do that again. I'll kill you.
Do you know the guy who did that probably has never thought of it again because he was probably in an alcoholic blackout?
Yeah. And me, I remember it for, years and years and years.
Yeah, so that's kind of, in a way, another thing that shapes the adult life.
Yeah, it was. But I always knew I was bad at fighting. It's not a surprise that I whenever I got into a physical altercation, that I would end up on the losing end. I knew it. It would happen. I was bad at it. I'm not a good fighter. I'm really bad at it.
Well, you didn't have to be. I mean, that's because that's why your brain is so good. It was
I tried to be funny and shit like that. And I never had like school fights. There was never anybody aside from Boomer and that whole thing. But there was never anybody I had to worry about in school or I got bullied or anything like that because you're always the funny guy. You're able to make jokes and fuck around and shit like that. But it was just random shit that would happen on the streets where you're just walking around going, There was another, and it was the same fucking friend. We're in a bar. And
maybe it was him. He was the problem.
I think he just had a look that people wanted to just fucking punch him.
What would you do if you found out in later life that every time he looked at a strong-looking guy, he would just wink and lick his lips? That's why he was getting punched.
And then point at me. Asshole. This guy comes over to the bar and picks up my buddy's pack of Marlboro and takes a cigarette out and lights it up and starts smoking it. And this guy was obviously, you could tell by some facial scarring and his big meaty mitts that he was a pretty good fighter. Irish guy, he had a few in him. And my buddy said, hey, that's my cigarette. It's my pack of cigarettes. And the guy goes, oh, yeah? And I'm just thinking, why? Why would you say anything? Let him take your cigarette. It's not like he's fucking ass raping you in the shower. He's taking a cigarette. And the verbal discussion ended, but we noticed it was getting a little heated in there. Time to leave. As we walk out, we were followed by this guy and a couple of his buddies, and they punched my friend right square in the nose. This time, though, I did the old feet don't fail me now. Oh, did I run.
You ran away?
I ran like the wind.
How many of them were beating your friend up? Was it just one?
3.
You ran while your friend was getting beaten up by 3 guys?
I certainly did. I did not want to get hit again. And then I saw the cops pull up, so I came back. And
did your friend hate you?
What was he going to do? We already got beat up in 7-Eleven parking lot, and this wasn't very long after that. Like, I'm not getting hit again for you. Just not. People like punching you, and I'm getting punched by proxy. So I said, fuck it. I'm not getting hit. Yeah, call me a pussy. I don't care. I don't see that friend anymore.
I don't blame you. You're probably tired of being beaten up while you watch.
Well, I couldn't watch. My back was directly facing them. I was doing the old shortest distance between 2 points. I was getting away from him as quickly as possible.
I bet you all 4 of them took a moment and just looked like, what the fuck? Like, even the guys beating him probably
went, friend running away? Yes, I ran away. I was very frightened of getting punched in the face.
Yeah, it does suck.
I don't like getting
It's
punched.
not the end of the world.
Oh, it can make you retarded.
It can, but when you look at MMA guys or boxers, now I know they're used to it, but they get punched in the face a lot, really hard.
Yeah.
Getting hit once or twice, it sucks, but...
And I got a glass jaw. It seems I got a glass jaw. When I get hit in the face, I fall right down.
You probably, because it hits that child.
I'm like one of those
fainting
goats. And I get hit. I go fucking flat on my back and my legs go up.
A guy raises his fist and it's like, fluff, 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 fluff.
You just fall over. I can't take a punch. I just can't.
I bet you could if you probably don't think you could if you had.
I get all. My head goes.
You probably punch harder than you think you do too.
I don't know. I've never gotten the opportunity to really punch anybody.
Yeah, you probably
hit me
harder.
First while I'm yapping.
Yeah.
I like you watch things on self-defense, and I'd love to be able to do that. Like if someone walks up to you and gives you shit, people go like, well, you got to take him out right away. Like I look at someone like Joe Rogan and think, there's a guy who can fucking take care of himself.
Yep.
If someone's giving him shit, he knows how to deal with it physically before he even has to take a fucking punch. And if he did have to take a punch, he's right back at you, fucking you up. And I look at things like that and video or a TV show on self-defense and these guys that know exactly when to fucking strike and when to stop yapping. And I'm always like, I'm Henry Kissinger trying to fucking, well, maybe you should not punch me in the face. We can maybe talk about that. Wham! Right in the fucking head.
Yeah, but the thing like Rogan is, he will win most of his fights. But the one he doesn't win will be because a guy goes to the parking lot and runs him over. Because you can't hit Joe. You have to hit him with your car or a gun. That's the only disadvantage.
And then your car's going to get fucked up, too.
Yeah, you're going to have like a Rogan head imprint. But that's the only disadvantage to that is people they so know that you can kick their ass that they resort to such a higher level of confronting you.
That's true.
Which is like a Rogan's a guy you'd pull a gun on. Like, because you know he's going to kick the shit out of you. And I think people can sense that. He has a fucking big head and meat fists.
There is a sense that you get that somebody is a problem.
It's instinct, yeah.
And you could see it if you're out in a bar and you know there's a brawl brewing. You could see it in the guy's eyes, in his body language, just in the way he's like holding himself, that he's a problem and there's going to be a fucking fight.
I told you, me and Kenny, I did a gig in Pennsylvania, and we stopped at a convenience store, and we walk out of this revolving door, and when this big guy comes in, really big guy, and me and him walk by each other, and I kind of look at him, and he looks at me, and then I'm walking, and he goes, "What are you looking at?" Like, he was a big fucking guy. And I figured he was a fan who was at the show. That's why he looked at me and I looked back at him. Because literally he looked at me like he knew me. And then Kenny is standing by the truck and I'm next to the guy. And Kenny was watching this whole thing.
Yeah, of course.
And the guy's, walk to the truck, pussies. And me and Kenny, we just like, the guy, again, there was no need for a physical confrontation. So we just got in the truck. But it was unsettling. But then I forgot, Kenny has a gun.
He's armed and dangerous.
This guy's a big fucking guy.
Yeah.
And he's a problem. So is Kenny.
Yeah.
This
Kenny
guy
physically is a problem.
This guy is too drunk to realize that.
Oh, was he drunk?
Oh, yeah. He was fucked up. It was irrational the way he was being really confrontational, like that guy in front of 7-Eleven.
Yeah.
But Kenny has a fucking gun.
Just looking for a problem.
This dumb motherfucker.
Doesn't realize.
Doesn't know.
How close he is if he...
That he's A, confronting a double black belt. B, an ex-cop. C, a guy with a fucking gun.
And he has retard strength.
And mentality. But, like, you know what I mean? Even though like a guy like that tough had no idea that he was about to fuck with a guy who probably could beat him physically and couldn't, would fucking pistol whip him.
Yeah.
So that's the disadvantage to being big like that is...
Just having a problem. Yeah, most guys that are problems have stories where they fucked up.
Yes.
Where they confronted the wrong guy, got their ass handed to them. But I don't know. It always seemed I obviously wasn't or wouldn't want to be the guy that's the problem. But you would like to be able to handle yourself in those situations. But there is just the fight or flight instinct?
Yeah.
Oh, book my ticket.
Yeah, exactly.
I have frequent flyer miles.
Wings don't fail me now.
Yes, exactly. Flutter, flutter, flutter. I'm like a hummingbird. Off on a tear.
I've been the same way. Most funny people are like that. Not all, but most. That's why we develop being funny. It's like, it's the fucking tap dance. Fist up. Yada, yada, yada. Yada, yada, yada. Yada, yada, yada. Make you happy, make you like me, make you laugh, make you like me.
Little soft chew for you, sir.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny when you're talking about the father beating you and all I'm thinking is, there's poor little frightened Anthony. Oh, Jim, fly the ship. Oh, bones, spot.
Doing imitations
just
as I'm
little
being
voices
beaten.
alone.
Hey, look who's here. It's Bobby Kelly.
Whoa.
Come on in, Bob. Sit down. Join
Speaking
the
of someone who was brutalized.
Join the brutal discussion of our childhood.
Well, Anthony's more.
Yeah.
You're talking about Joe Rogan.
Yeah. And being a problem. Now, we were just talking about this. I am not a fighter. I can't fight. I always wound up getting my ass handed to me whenever there was the rare altercation.
Really?
Yeah, I can't. I don't know how to fight. I'm not good at it. I would get punched in the face and it's over. You.
Yeah.
Were you a guy that could take care of yourself in a brawl?
That's a weird question, and it's weird too because I look at you and I'm like, Anthony, because of your attitude and rage,
I have
would
a lot
think
of rage, but I don't know how to bring it to my fists.
fisties.
They go right
No.
to my legs and feet.
And your trigger finger.
Yeah, exactly.
He has an arsenal at his house.
That's every. You know what? I think I have a gun for every threat that I ever met in life. Everyone that ever threatened me, I have a gun for. I call them by their names. You're the guy in California that said we were only slapboxing and came at me with a hard fist. Oh, that prick. Hey, Cumia. Hey, I saw that. I always see this kid and he would try to slapbox with me. And slapboxing, again, I don't know where my hands are supposed to be in a fight. I'm terrible. So we're slapboxing, and he gets a couple of slaps in, and then he goes to slap me again, and I whip my head back, so I slip the slap, and when I come forward, fucking fist waiting for me, bam, right in the head. And then I'm laying on the ground, blood just streaming down my face, and he's just like, laughing at me. Yeah. Laughing!
I don't even think Anthony's scared of getting hit. It's the humiliation of being beaten up.
Oh, it's
humiliating.
Sucks. I had fantasies of what I could do to this motherfucker that did that for years. After that, it was like, yeah, and if I did this and then I had him and then you know what I did? I karate chop in the throat, and then I would have these scenarios in my head of how I beat his ass.
If I blocked his arm up and then fucking
then I could have done that. And in reality, you know what?
I still do that.
He'd have punched me again.
Yeah. Well, that's what I said to Patrice one time. We were arguing about something and talking about fighting. And I was like, dude, I know you're a big guy. And we're talking about like fighting him. And I was like, dude, I'd punch you right in your face. And then he goes, Bobby, what do you think I'd be doing when you're doing all this? Just standing there?
Standing there and
I'd
being
be doing
punched?
the same shit back to you. I have the same scenarios in my head about your face.
Yeah.
So, but I've been knocked out like cold. I got knocked out, so I woke up 5 hours later in the hospital.
Holy shit! That's fucked up.
And my face wasn't my face, and you
Now,
wouldn't recognize me.
why were you in that situation? How did you stay in it long enough where you accepted a punch in the face without running away or doing something? I don't understand.
When you get knocked out, like I was with this girl.
You didn't see it coming
on a date.
Uh-oh.
We pulled up
the
to her
girl
house.
Factor. That's a problem.
Yeah, and then high beams, like truck high beams behind us, and I was like, "What the?" And she's like, "Oh, Louie," and I'm like, "Louie?
Oh no, not Louie."
So I go,
Nice
dumbest
work,
move
Lou.
ever. I'm gonna get out of that. I'll talk to him. I'll talk to him.
Yeah.
I should have just stayed in my Hyundai and my hatchback. As soon as
Now,
I
did you
opened the
think
door,
there was going to be a fight, or were you
I was
gonna,
in the
you were
best
going to talk about
shape of my life.
But you were going to have a reasonable discussion of how you were fucking his girlfriend.
No, even if. Because literally, this is probably the best shape of my life. I mean, an 8-pack. I was shredded. I was at the top of my game. And I had the confidence. Let me just talk to him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
like he's gonna be threatened just looking at me, so I'll be able to talk to him using that gunboat diplomacy.
Even if I get out of the car, it's like, dude, I could deal with it. You know what I mean? First of all, I was in Quincy, Mass, which you never get. We talk about Southie. Fuck's sake. What about Quincy, dude? Those guys are just a mixed breed of black, Irish, and Puerto Rican. So, as soon as I got out, the high beams were right in my face. As soon as I turned my head, all I remember is turning my head slightly.
Ooh.
And then he hit me.
He didn't
out
even give
cold.
you a chance.
Nope, out cold. And I woke up like 4.5, 5 hours later in the hospital.
Fuck.
And she had to drive she ruined my clutch because she didn't know how to drive a stick. She had to like drag my limp body into the Hyundai. And
he should have made her blow him in your car.
I made Bob blow him. Let.
Dummy.
Oh,
Why'd he
man.
swell your mouth up?
Then he kicked me in the face for around 10 minutes with his work boots.
She told you, she filled you in on what injuries you got?
I woke up and it was so weird. I was out of the hospital. They treated me.
Did you want, when he was going to hit you, did you go, Louis Beans?
I had to go back to her grandmother's where she lived and stay in like her grandmother's room.
Ew.
So it was so uncomfortable, dude.
Mothballing.
It was almost like going in a time machine.
Yeah,
back in time. It was just this old room with, like, wicker.
Smells like old people.
Yeah, like just death.
Yeah.
And my face was totally different, dude. My lips were huge.
Yeah.
My eyes were shut. You couldn't even tell it was me,
He
dude.
fucked you up.
He hit me once. I was out. That was it. Then he kept kicking me in the face. I got beat up a lot. I remember I was getting kicked in the face in the Somerville Projects one night, like 3 a.m, and then I was
copping some dope for you.
Yeah, getting some. I was trying to get.
Yeah,
well, this is the thing is that we'd get some dope, and kids from Somerville were so good at this, and I was good at it too. The sucker punch or the nice guy, dude. What's up, man? Yeah, come on over, bro. Yeah, come here. And we'd, I used to do it too. I'd be like, I remember
The brothers are real good at the sucker punch, by the way.
the sucker punch.
Oh boy, are they good at that?
That was my thing,
The
dude.
homeboys love it.
I was so afraid of fighting. I didn't want to fight. I was
Yeah.
scared of fighting, but I had to fight with the kids I was hanging out with. It was so tough that if I didn't fight, they'd beat me up. I remember one day they were like, dude, we're going to beat the shit out of you. These are my friends. We're going to beat the shit out of you if you don't fight this kid.
Nice friends.
I had to fight this kid on a corner from Somerville, or they were going to beat the crap out of me. I remember getting punched in the face by my friends.
With friends like that, who needs enemies, right?
Ah, boy.
Yeah.
God. It's like a scab. Yeah, but I don't think I was tough, dude. Like you were talking about Rogan.
Yeah,
You can
yeah.
tell he's tough because in situations he's very calm.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, guys
See,
who aren't
that's-
tough get crazy. Like me. I go, fuck, I'll fucking kill everybody. And I
Yeah,
try to
you know-
muster up that rage.
That brings up a good point. There are guys like Rogan that just are so confident that they can handle the situation. They don't have to fucking go animal. You could just stand there and be like, yeah, really?
Yeah, like when he,
And it's over.
on Fear Factor, when that guy, did you see when he fucked with Joe?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And he just grabbed him and pulled his shirt over his head and held his fucking head down. It's like you have to be so calm to do that. Like, you just shut up. And he's holding
Yeah.
his like a little kid.
You're done. Yeah. I am the alpha male here.
But I would have rolled around on the ground with him and been out of breath, But
I was down to Z as far as the male went. I was not the alpha boy. I was just the one getting kicked out of the pride, all chewed up. I was the zebra male.
you had to sit
The
under a
Zulu
tree.
male.
You had to sit under like a shitty dead tree by yourself.
Yes, all mangy.
It was around 3 a.m. You could sneak over and get like a little snack from the carcass.
My seed would never see one of the females because all the alpha males are fucking them.
Anthony would prep the silverback so it could mate properly.
Birds would eat
If I was
before
ever
you.
on Rikers.